Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I'm so excited today to be bringing you my October TBR. The majority of books on this stack are actually Book of the Month books. Amy from Amy's Bookish Life and I have created a Ketchup-a-Thon, a Book of the Month themed readathon. It takes place during the 2 middle weeks of the month of October, and I have more here than what I can read in those 2 weeks. The idea is that you get to build a burger with your TBR. And I also just want to say, some of you in the comments of that announcement video said that you're going to be using the prompts with your own TBR because you don't subscribe to Book of the Month. That is 1000% okay. We were hoping that people would just have fun with this. And if you don't have Book of the Month books, feel free to use the prompts and build your burger out of your own TBR. That is totally fine with us. I do have a few other books other than Book of the Month that I hope to read in the month of October as well. And honestly, there are probably going to be a couple more that get added to this pile anyways, just because I like to pick up what I'm feeling in the mood for at the moment sometimes anyway. So let's start with the 3 that I have pulled that are not Book of the Month, and then I will show you how I built my burger for Ketchup-a-Thon. I recently hauled this and it will be in my next book haul. I bought this when I was on my trip to Wisconsin with the BookTube besties, but this is Shady Hollow by Juno Black. This was a patron pick for me over the summer, and I think my copy finally came in at the library. I've been on the wait list for so long that I finally just decided to buy it because it's so stinking cute. This is Shady Hollow by Juno Black, and it is a mystery. I think it's a light-hearted mystery, and all of the characters are woodland creatures. So we'll have foxes and moles and chipmunks. I don't know what else. But it does sound super cute. I've heard nothing but praise for it. It feels like a mystery in October is the right way to go. And I'm finally going to read this patron pick. So this is definitely going to get read in October. And then I have 2 books from Owl's Nest Publishers that I really want to read. The first one is an ARC, or an advanced reader copy, of Orion and the Starborn by KB Hoyle. This is coming out in November, November 15th. But I wanted to read it in October and let you know my thoughts about it. And then if you're interested in pre-ordering, that would really help them. Owl's Nest is a brand new indie publishing house that is going to focus on quality books for middle grade and teen readers. And I'm just all about that. So I'm really excited to read this sci-fi about Orion, who is an orphan main character, which I love. And he's on the hunt for his family, but his hunt is going to have lasting effects for the whole world, his planet, I guess. So it's kind of a fun sci-fi with a gorgeous cover. So I'm looking forward to reading that, middle grade. And then I want to do a reread of Anne of Green Gables by Ella Montgomery. Just the fall season feels like the right time to read Anne. I have read it many, many, many times, but I'm looking forward in particular to reading this version, this edition by Owl's Nest. It has a number of different introductory articles, I guess, like a biography of Lucy Maud Montgomery, themes that are in the book. It just has a lot of introductory items, and then throughout the book it's annotated as well. So I just feel like that will add a level of depth that I have not had before while reading Anne, and I'd like to read this and review it for Owl's Nest, and I'm just excited anytime I get to visit Anne again. So these 3 are my only non-Book of the Month books on this TBR. It's possible that I will read a Victorian book for Victober. I usually just try to read 1 each year to participate in Victober. I'm thinking it might be The Tenant of Wildfell Hall because that's on my recommendations cart. That's by one of the Brontes. I forget which one, but we'll see. We'll see what I get to when the time comes. But now let's build my burger. So Amy and I had such a fun time coming up with prompts and figuring out how to explain like building your burger with your TBR. And I think what we landed on is a lot of fun. So the first step is to choose what kind of burger you want: veggie burger, turkey burger, or beef burger. And I'm going with a turkey burger, which is a hyped Book of the Month. And for that, I'm going to be reading Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. This is also the book that won for the book club that I do with my patrons. This is the one that got chosen for that. So we will be reading Lessons in Chemistry, which looks like it's going to be a rom-com. And I do believe there is a romance at the center of this, but it takes place in the 1960s, and often it's listed as a historical fiction. So I'm excited for that. I do believe there are a number of different perspectives in here. This has been very hyped since it came out, and I'm excited to see what we all think of it in my Patreon group. So if you're interested in reading Lessons in Chemistry along with us, my Patreon link is always down in the description. Feel free to check it out and join in the fun. So that is my burger, turkey. It's a turkey burger. Then the next step is to choose your bun. There's a sesame bun, a whole wheat, or a rye. And I'm going with a sesame bun, which is an author that you've read before. And I'm choosing a very October book, The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. I've read Broken Girls and Sundown Motel by her and loved them. I'm not typically a person who would reach for a ghost story, but I really enjoy Simone St. James's writing, and the level of creepy is just right for me. It gets a little creepy, but yeah, I'm excited. I don't even really know what this is about. Obviously, it's going to have something to do with some cold cases. I'm just looking forward to another Simone St. James. So that's my sesame bun. The next step is to choose your condiments, ketchup, mustard, or mayo. And it's just to choose a book with those colors on the cover, red, yellow, or white. And so for that, I'll be reading The Maid. Clearly, it's a red cover, so ketchup. But I also do like some mayo on my burger, so we've got a little white on here. I'm doubling up with this one. The Maid by Nita Prose is not a cozy mystery, but it's not really a hard-boiled either. I think it's on the lighter side of things. We follow a maid who is neurodiverse. I don't know if it's stated that she's on the autistic spectrum, but I believe that she is. But I don't know if she finds a dead person at the hotel where she works, or she's somehow involved and actually becomes a suspect. So she's trying to solve the murder and kind of get herself off of that suspect list. I've heard that it's a little bit charming even and humorous at times. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. Another mystery for October. Then there are toppings, and we have 6 different toppings: pickle, onion, cheese, lettuce, tomato, and bacon. And for my burger, I'm going to have bacon, lettuce, and tomato. And one can double up for cheese because I got to have cheese on my burger. We'll start with bacon, which is my most anticipated book of the month. And because this was actually on my most anticipated list, I'm counting Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen as my bacon on my burger. Sarah Addison Allen writes magical realism in a very charming way. All of her books I've read have been very charming and heartwarming. I'm hoping that this has a similar vibe to it. We follow a girl named Zoe, and after her mother passes away, she goes to claim kind of her mom's home on this island. It's not like a resort, but in the small coastal town of Mallow Island, South Carolina, there's a stunning cobblestone building comprised of 5 apartments. It's called the Delowisp, named after the tiny turquoise birds that inhabit an air of magical secrecies. I believe we're going to get to know the other tenants who have apartments in this building, and some of them are quirky, some of them might be ghosts, and Zoe's kind of experience with all of them. So I'm just really looking forward to that as my bacon anticipated read. For lettuce, the prompt is a go-to genre, and historical fiction is my go-to. So I'm picking up my other most recent book of the month, The Attic Child by Lola J. I've heard already from people that I'm gonna really like this one. This one is doubling up as my cheese, which the prompt was a book of the month with 500 plus pages. I think we probably should have done 400 plus pages because book of the month pages are on the thicker side. Books that look really thick and like they should be 500 pages don't really even make it there. This one has 464, and it's my biggest or almost my biggest one. So I'm counting it as my cheese as well. So feel free, if you're building a TBR and you don't find a book of the month that has 500 or more pages, find something that's close and feel free to count that. Like, make it your own, that's fine. So this is my cheese and my lettuce, The Attic Child. It's a dual timeline, and in both timelines, we follow a child who's been kept in this attic. I don't know if they're held there against their will or if they just kind of live up there. It's a riveting narrative of love, loss, identity, centering on 2 children separated by decades who, bound by a secret, find themselves locked away, so they are locked away, in the same attic years apart. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and a couple of you have told me that I am going to really love it. I hope so. And my final item, on my burger is tomato. And the prompt for this one is to read a fast-paced book of the month. And I'm going to be picking up Upgrade by Blake Crouch. If it's anything like his other 2 that I've read, Dark Matter and Recursion, I was flying through the pages of those, and hopefully this will be similar. I always have a hard time describing the summary of this one. I believe it's going to have to do with enhanced DNA. I don't know much more than that, but I am willing to give Blake Crouch another go because I've really loved both of his other books. And so here is the burger that I'm going to be building. 6 books. 2 are on the bigger side. 4 are kind of small, but we will see how it goes. Again, the readathon takes place during the 2 weeks in the middle of October, and we will have reading sprints to participate in, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of burgers you guys build. So I have these 6 books, but also these 3, and also hopefully something for Victober. That seems like a big pile, but you guys know me, I read a lot. I could probably do it. We'll see. I would love to hear from you if you're participating in Book of the Month, either with Book of the Month or your own books, or your own TBR. That's totally fine. I can't wait to hear what you're excited to read in the month of October. And that's going to be it for me today. Let's chat down in the comments. I always love talking with you down there, and I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.